On the left-hand side now.
Yes, my name is Susan Rosenthal. I'm a physician in Toronto and a member of the International Socialists, and I have a question for the pro-socialist side. I can certainly agree that capitalism is neither a moral or rational system when the most productive development of society that has ever existed in the world is used to produce means of destruction instead of providing what people need. But on the other hand, I also don't see how what you're offering is any real alternative. It seems to me that what you're offering is a more benevolent form of capitalism, capitalism with a more humane face, but capitalism nonetheless, and that it's not, that in fact socialism is not about state control at all. It's about who controls the state. And as far as I understand, socialism is about ordinary working people controlling society, about working people taking control of their workplaces and running society in order to meet human needs. And I haven't heard anything about that tonight. And that's what I'd like to hear in a debate about socialism versus capitalism.
What there is here tonight in the far left. Well, I think you're right, and I accept your analysis. We are not, goes back to the first question, we are not an extremist form of socialism because both Jill and I, insisting that socialism without democracy is not socialism, necessarily work within a democratic sphere in which it is impossible to go beyond certain bounds. Those bounds are where you can go through reason, through persuasion, through the ballot box, through running a good election campaign, through trying street socialism. You can do that, but it's a long way from the kind of utopian ideal that many of us would like, but is very hard in practice to implement. And so, yes, we agree. We are moderates. We necessarily go slowly, more slowly, you will be thrilled to know, than we ever want to go, and that's the way it has to be in this parliamentary country.
Is mine working? Can you hear me? First of all, I'd like to comment on the remark made in the question about the problem with capitalism being that it leads to the development of mass means of destruction. In fact, the capitalist social systems we've been arguing for it is concerning itself, the government is concerning itself with the protection of the rights of its citizens. If a capitalist social system lives or coexists in a world with other social systems that are, first of all, totally devoted to the imprisonment and slaughter of their own citizens, and also devoted to the imprisonment and the slaughter of the citizens of other countries if they can get away with it, the capitalist countries have no choice and would be immoral of them not to arm themselves to the teeth in order to protect their citizens from that kind of threat. With regards to the question about the Democratic Socialists being moderates, in the end, if an individual's right is violated by a tyrant, or if an individual's right is violated by the vote of the majority, the end result is still the same. Society has organized in order to use the state in order to violate the rights of individuals. And there is in the end no moral difference between being forced by a majority vote and forced by an elite group to hold the powers of government. The only solution is to create a social system where the powers of government are constitutionally restricted so that the government has no power to do such a thing, even if the majority of the people in their misfound wisdom would wish them to do so.